Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 9x90, the favorite podcast of high net worth individuals, politicians, investors, and startup gladiators throughout 36 countries. Today, we have a very, very special guest. His name is Henry. I interviewed him twice before bringing him on the show to make sure that he was of caliber that you guys will really enjoy getting to know and chatting with over the next hour. So here we go. Henry, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me to this amazing show. I appreciate it. And let's move forward.
Yes. So Henry has a payment processing application or company, if you will. And I personally find these really interesting. I've worked with several FinTech, bank tech types of startups around the world, and what they do and how they revolutionize very old and archaic and slow-moving processes in banks is just absolutely incredible. So today we're going to talk about his payment processing software. And for those new banking executives who are tuning in, I know you already have this question at the forefront of your mind. Can you acquire his tech and his company within the next few years? And the answer is yes. But we will dive into that a little bit later. And for those of you investors who are like, wait, he's to exit to a bank, I want in at the early stage. The answer is also yes, you can invest. And for those of you just looking for an inspiring startup story, that is where we will begin. So what made you decide to launch this FinTech company?
All right. Well, it's a great question to begin. I've been in the financial industry for many years, tech and financial industry for many years. I work with a tech company back in Silicon Valley, probably like 20 years ago. And since then, I've been more into how we can change the life of people by using technology. So after many years of working in the financial industry, I started understanding that there are financial needs for people. And by looking on that specific spot, I found that what we call the traditional financial industry can be changed by using technology and creating different models that can access to people and to give like a different sense of how they can manage the financial situation by using different apps. So having said that, when we start this amazing company, we start by believing in the decentralized finance. That was our first thesis of the company. Like creating a blockchain app can help to people to do transactions peer to peer in different part of the world, and to have transparency in the way to transact. Um,
Yeah,
Nevertheless,
and for those of us who travel a lot and are constantly bouncing across different continents, that's a game changer. Like, I remember just traveling to Israel to see friends. I can't just Venmo them. Like there was no solution for just quickly paying them with like a cashless transaction. So this is what you're working on?
well, that was the first part of the project. I mean,
Okay.
again, when we launched the first idea to validate in the market, we found on the bad spot, which was the crypto meltdown, where a lot of people lost credibility in the blockchain and in the decentralized finance industry. That's the reason why I decided to pivot to a more conservative financial or fintech solution. So we started analyzing the need of employees to access their wages before the payday. And we saw an opportunity to start building up the first floor of a large customer base to be a digital bank. So that was our pivot back then, and we start building up our app in that direction. We wanted to create the financial freedom and reduce the stress of people that they work in different industries like restaurants, entertainment. People like they live paycheck to paycheck. They are low median income, and they are like a trap in the system of getting, waiting for the next paycheck to be able to pay bills and or to solve any emergency. So we start transforming the way employees access their wages by offering the early wage access to pretty much enabling to like pay unexpected expenses without relying on high interest loans.
And I worked, I can't say too much about it because I signed like 26-page document, but I worked with a company a few years ago. It was a billion-dollar company that looking at the same solution. So there's definitely the market need for it. And then how many people are on your team now?
We're 13 people, different skills. We have from project managers to marketing strategies to people that work in the back end of the operational part. I have many hats. I pretty much I forgot the number of hats that I have. So
Yeah.
I do a lot, even though that we have
As
a
we
big
were
team.
saying, as we were saying before the filming started, when I asked you how is January treating you? And you
You know,
agreed that it also hit you like a giant truck.
totally, totally,
Yeah,
and I felt blessed when you said
yeah.
that.
Oh, because it hit you like a truck too. Yeah. January and September are just like they're utterly insane.
That's
But
totally
yeah.
true.
So you're wearing multiple hats at the business. You have 13 employees that you love, you trust, you're expanding. Is your company based internationally, or like is your team spread across different countries, or just mainly in the US?
It's spread in different countries. I mean, we try to manage the resources that we have. We close 2 investment rounds, and by saying that, we try to manage the money of our investors wisely. So we reduce a lot of the operational overhead by hiring people overseas to make sure that
Yeah.
we can like grow or scale up exponentially.
Oh, I mean, yeah, hiring overseas is absolutely a no-brainer. My favorite place for developers is Kazakhstan. And then for marketing professionals, it's the Philippines. And it's absolutely a no-brainer because here I'd pay, I don't know, 10,000 for a good marketing strategist to work on one company, and there I can pay 800 a month, and I will be paying above the market average, so loyal to me forever.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, there is always like a pro and cons by doing that. I always try to be positive in every single aspect or decision that I do. Nevertheless, it can be less expensive, but it requires more of your time, attention, and control to make sure that things can be delivered.
Yeah, you
s-
definitely want to have the processes in place to track them.
right, right. I think at the first beginning, that's a great solution, but I believe in the talent here. I believe in I mean, our headquarters is in Miami. I believe that Miami is growing in the tech industry segment, if you can say it in that way. I believe in the tech ecosystem in Miami. I believe there is a lot of talent coming from parts of the US and overseas. That's what I love about Miami. I think their talent are getting here. And of course, in the near future, I wanted to be surrounded of people on talent here in Miami.
That is something that's nice. I don't know if you remember when Venezuela was doing a huge push for tech talent, for developing tech talent in Venezuela, like comparable to the Eastern European countries, how they did that push, what, 20 years ago? And suddenly you had
Yeah.
this surge in all this affordable tech talent just right across the pond, a little bit past Florida's tip, onto the other continent. There you go. Instead of having to like work with people that are like 8 hours ahead or 10 hours ahead. But it's definitely, and the way that Miami's positioned itself as the international city, it's been amazing at attracting international talent here. And then the last benefit that we have is because our cost of living are so much lower than so many other places around the country, comparable to the quality of life, you have amazing people coming here, like people fleeing Silicon Valley, coming here, they're like, so it is, I definitely agree with you, seeing Miami as the new, what are they calling it? Silicon Beach instead of Silicon Valley?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still a long way to go.
Yes,
I
I know.
believe that we don't have the universities that can support the ecosystem in a better way. It's still on the way. A thing is building up, but it's still a long way to go compared with New York, Austin, Texas, or San Francisco. Yeah.
So I think we'll definitely surpass Austin. We'll never surpass the city. Well, we never will. Like, just the talent flooding in there for so many different industries is very hard to compete with. But we do have other industries, and we do have certain laws that make us much more friendly and preferable for certain types of industries. But I was talking with, do you know Amir Imacha?
Yeah. I met him. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking, he came on the show as well. We were talking about how 20 years from now, we're going to be the godparents of Miami's tech ecosystem, or we're going to be like talking to young founders who are pitching, like, back in our day, we were there for the birth of the Miami tech bubble.
That's absolutely true. I mean, it's on the way for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and we're hoping to catch a wave. I think we made it early enough. But so you were bit by the Silicon Valley bug, like so many of us are. You saw the world and how it can be when it's more technologically advanced, and sapiosexuals run everything. And now you have your new FinTech company, and you've gone through 2 rounds of funding. Do you have any idea when you're going for a 3rd round?
We're working on it. We're working with some venture capital funds. They're looking at this point our results in terms of how we're generating revenue. I mean, we launched it recently, so we launched probably like 3 or 4 months ago. We're getting more data, we're getting more numbers, and based on the different conversation that we already got, they wanted to see what is the performance, so then they can invest in this round that is open now.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes total sense. Obviously, looking at now that you're out in the market, what your ROI is, what kind of revenue growth you're seeing. Very cool. Congratulations. I didn't realize you just launched.
Yeah. It's been a long journey. The different pivots, different challenges in the way. But yes, we are on the right track. We are growing. We already are in Apple Store, Google Play. We are getting customers in different states in the United States, and we are working on the different marketing strategies, and we wanted to grow. At the end, our vision, or our what we foreseen, is that we wanted to be the first digital bank in Miami that can offer a different way for people to banking, not just in Miami, in every single state in the United States. That's our goal.
Okay. Yeah, and I saw it on your face, so I'll just go ahead and say it. Those of us who launch companies, we all get gut punched a million times on the way to growing the company. Yeah, we all have those battle scars. My software company, it's the marketing strategy software is now used in 59 countries. It had to survive 5 attempted hostile takeovers, betrayals, and all that crazy drama to get to where it is today. I think why when you meet business founders who they have a company that's a few years old, the empathy that they have for other people is at a completely different level from when you meet those like cocky college kids who are, oh, I'm gonna launch a startup and change the world. It's like, yeah, step into our arena.
Yeah, sure.
And let's see how much you survive.
It's true. Like I just by doing the heart of the fundraising, it's a totally full-time job that people don't understand. It's like you cannot give up. You get so many doors that are closed on your nose, and you need to keep believing in what you're doing, and you cannot give up. You need to be persistent. If you believe that you are doing something for humanity, if you wanted to change some of the problems that a lot of people have, that's amazing. And you need to keep believing in what you're doing, because sooner or later you will get to that point. Sometimes you want it to start as soon as possible. You wanted to get your project up and running, and usually it takes time. So, I mean, just getting the or to close like the fundraising round is a big job.
Oh yeah.
Getting or get surrounded by the right people that can support your idea, your business, that's another challenge. And of course, the market fit is super important. Sometimes it's not about what you believe, it's about what the market fit is about, and
Yeah.
that can change the whole game. You can lose a lot of money by understanding if you're in the right market or not. And so when you are already on the market, you pass many challenges, and it's amazing to see um, going forward how that can help you to understand what are the changes that you need to do forward or not.
I have I don't know if you read books on stoicism, but I have one of the junior marketers that I mentored for a little bit over the past few years. He was like, how do you have such a positive outlook after like being absolutely destroyed with this like huge project falling through? And I was like, we can't choose what happens to us. Like, there's past analysis, there's political, economic, there's wars that happen. There's like, I remember when the Ukrainian-Russian war started and I lost half my team. Gone. No idea where they're. Can't talk to them, can't see if they're okay, nothing, just gone. And I was like, I have a tech company with no tech people. And it's like, the only thing you could choose is how you're going to react to this. And I'm like sitting there, like, just memorizing like as much code as I can, as fast as I can, to like try to debug all these different things on my own. And I was not a computer programmer at the time. And it was like person by fire. But yeah, it's crazy. So you've been through the fire, you've been in the arena, you have survived the initial hard rounds, you come out stronger for it, which I think is a huge thing that a lot of investors look for. I know I personally, when I'm investing in commercial real estate projects or opportunities, what I'm looking for is how resilient is the team, because nothing is going to go according to plan and crazy things are going to happen. But resilient, how quick do they get back up when something bad happens? How quickly did they jump back on the phone with someone else to get the problem solved? So you've proven that you have that, and now you're raising your third round. Are you opening that up? Like, if people hear this episode and they want to participate in that round, how would they get in touch with you?
I mean, they can send me an email to h that to support at bafu.io. I can reply that email. Again,
Okay,
support
we'll put that in
at,
the show notes.
yeah, at bafu.io. Yeah, so they can get in contact with me. And going back to your it's like today, I start my day in a way that it was not planned to be as it is. So, and that is about life, like you expect something happened and then something else happened, and then you need to move forward, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I now like only allow very protective friends into my inner circle, and people are like, why? And I'm like, if you're asking why, you have not had big enough enemies yet who just try to destroy you just for the sake of make. Which I'm sure, my God, you're into the fintech space. There are some real gladiators in there who are really giving you a run for your money.
Oh yeah, yeah, always, always. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. In December, I suddenly got a bunch of negative one-star reviews that were inaccurate for my software company, and with each one, I was like, sound like they're written by a competitor, and that was my reply, because this is not what the software does. And then on Sunday, I found out that one of my biggest competitors ripped all of my marketing material from 5 years ago, and he's now using it to promote a competitor product that he just launched. And I was like, but
Wow.
yeah, so let's get into some of your enemies should actually consider being allies, because you're looking to exit to banks. So those looking to run for your money should actually look at running and getting money to buy your company. You're
Right.
looking
Right.
to, yeah, you're looking to exit in a few years?
Yes, yes, that's the plan. We have two exit strategies. One will be to get acquired, but a bank that I wanted to get into this like a most effective operational cost to keep this digital industry of banking up and running, reducing operational costs and using artificial intelligence as a way to improve processes and costs. And the other one is just to by doing an IPO, which is another way to get an exit. Yeah, that's for sure. I think I learned it in NYC when talking with one of those mentors. They said, from the day zero, you need to know what is your exit strategy.
Yeah,
Because that help you to put in the timeline the goals that you wanted to achieve in the process of getting everything up and running. If you don't foresee that, is like you're playing in an arena where you don't know where to go. If you know
yeah.
you're
Oh, so something we've done that's worked pretty well, because from time to time I have friends who are venture capitalists, and they're like, do the marketing for this, or can you help with the marketing for this company? And I'm like, who do you want to exit to? And they're like, no, I just need you to do the marketing. I was like, well, what I'm going to do is look at who you want to exit to, and I'm going to match their brand. I'm going to match their marketing. And then I'm going to go to the executive I know at that company you want to exit to and say, huh, doesn't this company look like it'd be like, it kind of looks like a younger version of you, and it could be like a great acquisition target for you, right? Like, and we kind of, what do they call it? Like dressing the bride for the wedding. So you figure out like who the groom is going to be, and then you dress the bride accordingly. So that's what you've been doing.
yeah.
It
Yes,
is. It's an arranged marriage.
it
It's
is.
great.
It's hilarious, but yes, that's pretty much
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. That, I mean, that's the way to do it. A lot of the founders, even going from the founder side, not the VC side, from the founder side, the founders I've spoken with who have been happiest about their exit, they said that one of their mentors was an executive at the company they exited to. So they pulled that person on as either a mentor or onto the board of advisors, and that was and that person advised them on how to do specific moves so that they
Right.
would line them up to exit to them.
Yeah, that's one scenario. Yeah, that's amazing, actually.
You should talk to Sabina. Have you spoken about your exit strategies?
With Sabina, no. I mean, it's a close friend. Been going to many of her events, which are amazing events. But
Yeah.
yeah, we had been talking about the business. She's very open to help me to connect with other people that they wanted to invest, or simply they wanted to create connections that can help me to grow up in the whole
Yeah.
in the whole market. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Sabina's amazing. My
Yeah,
gosh, she's amazing.
sure.
She speaks 5 languages. Yeah. I like to collect smart friends, and she is definitely one of them. She
Yeah,
speaks what, 5, 7 languages, and then she has this amazing meetup on a regular basis. But yeah, she has a few VC friends who would probably know more. Sorry. Yeah. And then we have a few people that are listening to this that might want to reach out a little bit later if they think this sounds good to acquire. I know a few banks that this would be a great acquisition target for. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Anyways, is there anything else that you wanted to kind of cover?
well, just just to thank you for this space. Thank you for this time. I really appreciate the fact that I can, you know, have this kind of conversation, talk about the company, talk about like the different the exit strategy, to talk about what we are doing, and I appreciate that. I think when you see something succeed, you need to ask the question how, and sometimes is not what we call luck. It's just, or to be lucky. It's just about the effort, the time, the persistence, and the many time that you try to succeed and you couldn't. It's just to keep going. So I really
Yeah,
appreciate this space.
resilient.
Yeah, resilience. That's very, very important for entrepreneurs and people that wanted to create any kind of company, right?
And then your application, it's available in the US only, or are you in other stores around the world as well?
For now, it's U.S. only, because we need to comply with some regulations. So in order
Yeah.
to going, I mean, we're thinking about
The
Europe.
regulations. The banking industry is a little bit regulated.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes.
I think that's the understatement of the year. FinTech and biotech. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. Nothing great.
Yeah. All right. Well, Henry, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing a little bit about your company with us. Your app now live. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best
Appreciate
of luck in the gladiator. I hope you survive.
it. I have my sword here. I have my sword here. So
Yeah, yeah. Sword and shield, and sometimes your friends are your shield. Oh, but all right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in today. If anyone thinks should come on the show, or if you think there's a specific person that we should invite or a specific topic we should cover, you can feel free to reach out to me on social media. Until next time, have a great one. Bye, everyone.
thank you.